I think I'm going to scoot over to the side. Let me see if I can scoot over here, guys. All right. That way. Ooh. Lighting is okay. Hey guys, welcome. Let's see who's in. Trying to make sure that lighting is good to go. Sorry it's so dark. Nobody in? One thumbs up. Cliff, welcome. How's it? So sorry we're late on this week's live update. You can see I'm sweaty. We've actually been at the beach all day. We're doing some traveling right now. Doing some traveling. We've been across the Midwest. We're just traveling throughout the country for a couple weeks. And like I said, the lighting, oh wait, that's a little bit better. First in and first like, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate you. So we're doing this live from the road. Like I said, I apologize for my appearance. I'm in a sloppy old tank top. We've been at the beach all day. We're traveling, taking a little vacation, a little break from Vegas, and visiting some family. So thank you guys for your patience with us. And like I said, this one's a little bit later. Apologize, but definitely wanted to get on here and give you guys a weekly update, just everything that's going on in Vegas. And there's so much going on in Vegas. Mark Wahlberg is like lobbying the state Senate. And he's also popping up all over town, serving drinks, serving cocktails at various bars throughout town. He's promoting, of course, his own tequila. And he's trying to also lobby for Vegas to be like a Hollywood, like part 2 or something. So if you guys are just joining, been at the beach all day, we're on vacation. So sorry I'm late for this one. Typically for our live, we like to go live between noon and 1 p.m. Vegas time. But we're actually on the East Coast right now. So like I said, we're at the beach, beautiful day. And hey, Lisa, welcome. We're on the East Coast and we were at the beach and I was looking up and I was like, wait, what time is it in Vegas? We have to do this live. So it's just been a beautiful day. And like I said, we're on vacation, doing our thing, traveling. So apologies for being late. Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel, for tuning in right now. Even though there's just a few of you, we appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for the support, the TV show, our channel, everything. We're on the East Coast right now, Lisa. We're at the beach, just on vacation, so doing our thing. So let's get into it before we run out of time. Let's see, Cliff. East Coast, Pennsylvania, originally from Long Island. Awesome. Yeah, my first concert there, Cliff, was at Nassau Coliseum when I was 12 years old. So it's been a while. That was my first concert, Nassau Coliseum. Had a great time. Saw Metallica there. I wish I'd say that I still have the t-shirt, but I don't. But anyway, long time ago. Welcome. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it. Mine was too, Rush. Awesome. Yeah, no, I that's where I grew up. I grew up around in that region there, and I had lots of family on Long Island, Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx. Definitely grew up in the city, so I'm a city boy and living country life right now. And thank you so much for tuning in, Cliff. Appreciate you. And let's get into Vegas, Bayshore. Oh, love it. And Lindenhurst, love it. Yeah, definitely been there a lot, spent a lot of years there. Grew up, I left New York when I was 14 years old when we left New York and started heading south. Like a lot of New York families do. A lot of New York families stay, a lot of them leave. And my family story is definitely one of the Florida migration. Families started retiring, moving south into Florida because, you want to have a boat, you want to retire, you want to live on the beach and all that stuff, so much more affordable in Florida. So they started making that migration. And the entire family, not the entire, I'd say probably 75% of the family made that migration south. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. So let's get into this live. There's so much going on. There's new burger joint. Mark Wahlberg is doing his thing all over town. There's the NBA stadium being built. There's the MSG Sphere, which if you guys haven't seen, it's crazy how realistic the video is. And that nickname is the Death Star. There's football coming. I mean, the Raiders, in my opinion, and I will support them, looking at the schedule with a kind of a new roster, they're going to have a tough season. The Raiders are going to have a tough season this year. So best of luck to them. But again, a lot going on. Let's get into it. Let's see. So first of all, let's talk about the Las Vegas Loop. The Loop is that underground Tesla auto car thing that's going on, that Elon Musk Boring Company, and it's already active from Resorts World all around the convention center. Is already built, and it's doing its thing, and it's awesome. We've ridden the Loop a couple times, and it's actually really cool. They just got approval to expand to downtown Vegas. So the Las Vegas Loop, and this is all underground, right? So a lot of people, like I have relatives, you guys probably do too, that won't go to Vegas in the summertime because it's too hot, right? 110, 115, 120, they don't want to do it. So this Las Vegas Loop is 100% underground, connecting the entire Las Vegas Strip to the convention center and all of downtown Las Vegas, including Resorts World. So Resorts World is kind of on the edge there by Stratosphere across from Sahara. So that entire area is going to be connected underground, and you can ride, it's like you're taking a taxi, but it's a Tesla underground navigating all of Vegas. So that's really cool. And they just got approval for that expansion, which I don't know why they wouldn't approve it. We're talking about it. I'm talking about it. I don't get paid for this. There's just a buzz around this. And that's what Vegas does. They put a plan on paper and they just build it. They just make it happen. So that's really exciting. There's a new festival that's going to be in Vegas, and this is going to be November 3rd. This is the SEMA festival. So if you're familiar with SEMA, that's the car festival that happens in Vegas, and that's where auto companies come out and they unveil their concept cars and their wish list of cars. That happens in Vegas every single year. This year they're combining. Hey B, what's up? Hi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So they're combining that with a music festival. So that's going to be nuts, and that's going to be happening. I know that our weekly live, we typically talk about what's coming up this upcoming weekend. The reason that I'm mentioning SEMA is because it's a huge event, and tickets are on sale right now. So the event is actually going to be on November 3rd and 4th. Yep, November 3rd and 4th. Imagine Dragons is going to perform, Incubus, Bush, Third Eye Blind. So they're mashing it up with a Life is Beautiful festival. Yep, third week of September. And that's nuts. That is nuts. Life is Beautiful is nuts in Vegas. So that's happening. And the reason that I'm mentioning that now, and Life is Beautiful, thank you, Cliff, for bringing that up, September, or the third week of September, because those tickets are on sale right now. And if you look at rooms, it's going to be nuts for room rates. So bringing you this update, just kind of putting that out there so that if you guys are interested in those types of events, you need to start looking right now because they're going to sell out. What else we got going on? Pac-12 Football Championship, December 1st at Allegiant Stadium. I've been to UNLV football games at Allegiant Stadium. NFL, Fremont rates are crazy that week down Fremont. And this is Life is Beautiful Festival. If you're going to be downtown, Fremont Street actually is probably sold out right now. If not, the rates are going to be crazy high at all of those properties because the Life is Beautiful Festival, it's all walking distance. It covers the entire downtown area, all around Fremont Street, the Arts District, East Fremont, around the Container Park. Um, it's crazy. It's so much fun, though. So if you're interested in that type of event or coming to Vegas to do something like that, you need to start booking that stuff right now, guys. So Pac-12 championship, that's going to be December 1st at Allegiant Stadium. Absolutely beautiful stadium. I've been to Allegiant many times for sports as well as concerts. I've been there for work. It's a beautiful stadium, so much fun. And you can walk there from Mandalay Bay. So Mandalay Bay, a lot of people stay there. Hey, Tracy, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about Allegiant Stadium. We're talking about Mandalay Bay. So they actually shut the road down between Mandalay Bay and Allegiant Stadium when they have events. So a lot of people stay at Mandalay Bay, New York, Excalibur, Luxor, and just walk to events over at Allegiant because parking over there is a nightmare. And if you're looking to take a ride share, you're going to pay for that. So a lot of people come, they stay at those properties and walk over there. Let's see, what else do we have going on? We've got, so Circa is on the, I don't know, I don't have young children. I was not a big Barbie person. That's just personal preference. I did not play with Barbies when I was a child, but Barbie apparently, I must have missed the memo, but Barbie is a huge thing right now. There's, I guess, the Barbie movie, and there's so much Barbie stuff happening all around Vegas. So Lake Las Vegas actually has a pink boat, like a Barbie-themed pink Barbie boat right now over at Lake Las Vegas. You can make reservations. And I don't know what exactly happens on the Barbie boat, but there is a Barbie boat out at Lake Las Vegas right now. Circa is actually doing a Barbie theme throughout the entire property. They have some of the, I guess, the servers in the sports book and throughout the property are dressed in Barbie costumes as they're taking your orders and serving drinks while you're gambling and watching sports. So again, there's a Barbie craze right now, and I guess I missed the memo, but that's going on in Vegas right now. There's Barbie everywhere. So if that's your thing and you're going to be in Vegas this weekend, check out Lake Las Vegas, check out Circa. It's all Barbie all over town. So it's a thing, right? It's a thing right now. And I guess it's because of the movie. So let's see. So WSOP, so World Series of Poker, just wrapped up. We actually happened to stay in town. We were staying at Horseshoe. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my sloppy tank top. Like I said, we're on vacation, been at the beach all day, and I apologize for my attire and being just a little sweaty, but it's mostly sunscreen as we're out here on vacation on the East Coast. So let's see. So the WSOP, World Series of Poker, we were actually there just a week and a half ago. We were staying at Horseshoe. Hey, how's it going, Lewis? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. So we're talking about World Series of Poker, if you guys just tuned in. They just wrapped up. We were at Horseshoe while the event was going on. We actually met a couple, and it was just the best story. It was a couple visiting from New York, actually from Brooklyn, and they were staying at Horseshoe. The guy was competing in the World Series of Poker. He bought in for $538. He bought into the event. He wound up being in Vegas for 2 weeks and cashed out $17,000 off of a $538 buy-in. That's just nuts. I don't play poker. I'm not a poker player. I know how to play poker, but I'm definitely a novice. And, experts, you guys, if you guys play poker professionally or that's your thing, you would be annoyed with me because I take forever, right? But this guy bought in $538, cashed out after 2 weeks, $17,000. That's just crazy. And, congratulations. We were so happy to meet them. They were just the nicest people. They're so humble. And the guy just loves to play cards. He's not a professional poker player. He just saw that there was an opportunity and he had an opportunity to buy in for $538. Hadn't been to Vegas in years, and he was just like, I think I'll just give it a shot. I'm going to buy in. It's only $538. Bought in, again, wound up winning $17,000. So awesome. BK Stacy, you were awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us when we spoke at the Horseshoe Pool. Such a fun story, and I just love hearing stuff like that when people visit Vegas. But the champ, Dan Weinman, actually won the highest, the largest pot ever for WSOP. He wound up winning $12.1 million. And guess what? Guess how many games he played, poker games he played throughout the WSOP. I'm going to give 5 seconds, see if anybody can guess. How many games, how many players did he beat to win $12 million? I'm going to just count down 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, yeah, ultimately, great. He wound up winning that, beating that last player, not 500, more than that. He beat over 10,000 players, 10,043 players he beat throughout the World Series of Poker to win $12 million. That's just crazy. Who has that kind of patience? Obviously, if you're in it to win $12 million, you have that type of patience. That's just crazy. But he did it. And you know what? I found out that people do this for a living. I know I live in Vegas, obviously, love gambling for the excitement. I never go in thinking I'm going to retire and win millions of dollars. That's not my thought process. If you guys watch our videos, whenever anybody says, hey, I'm going to Vegas the first time, how much money should I bring? I always say, bring whatever you can afford to lose. That's it. And you should expect to lose. And I always expect to lose. This guy goes in, and people do this for a living. I had no idea that there are so many people that just gamble, and that's their life. Their job is just gambling, poker, slot machines, blackjack, 1,400. That's 1,400 more than I've ever won playing poker. But they just do it for a living, and that's just nuts. I mean, the adrenaline rush, I get it, but crazy. I don't know. Maybe someday that'll be me. Let's see. What else have we got going on? The Sphere. So the MSG Sphere, you guys probably seen some videos. That's the Death Star that they built. U2 is going to have is going to be the first concert at the Sphere. And they're going to be playing their entire Octung Baby album. That's going to be the very first concert. So turns out every single seat in the house, every seat in the MSG Sphere has its own audio system. So this is like the largest audio system of any event venue ever on the planet is MSG Sphere in Vegas. Every seat has its own audio system. So whatever event you're there for, there's not a bad seat in the house. Everything is right there at your seat. So that's pretty awesome. Can't wait to check it out. It's definitely on our list. Let's see. The airport. So, people causing car accidents. Absolutely, because everyone's rubbernecking. Everybody's rubbernecking as they're driving by, and they're trying to capture video on their cell phones. And there's so many car accidents around the MSG Sphere. It's pretty nuts. So if you're out there and you want to cruise by and check it out, just be careful. Have the passenger, whoever's a passenger, somebody else in the vehicle, record for you guys. Don't drive and rubberneck and try to record at the same time, because you're probably going to cause an accident. Driving in Vegas is already nuts. So just be careful, be safe out there while you're doing that. So I always talk about the airport, and people ask about the airport and do people actually ever win at the airport? And I always say, yes. I always recommend, it's a Hawaii term. It's, cockroach, a little budget. Cockroach means set a little bit aside. So cockroach, a little budget. maybe 50 bucks, 60 bucks, $100, whatever, however you roll. A little side budget, cockroach that little side budget for the airport when you're leaving, because people actually win. Somebody a couple days ago just won $1 million at the airport on their way out of town. They were playing 777s, a real slot machine, not the Wheel of Fortune 777s, just a regular wheel 777 machine. $1 million they won at the airport. Oh, look at me. It's me doing a live with a video behind me of doing a live. That's some crazy stuff, guys. Yes. Wow. Oh, look at me. But somebody just won $1 million at the airport, leaving town. And I am so curious to whether or not this person won in Vegas. Like, how much money did they come to Vegas and gamble and lose, and then go to the airport, going back home, and win $1 million at the airport on their way out of town? That's just crazy. 27 at the airport, James Bond, 007. Yeah, similar there, Cliff. I probably maximum lifetime probably won about 27, 30 bucks at the airport on my way out of town. But I always have a little side budget for the airport just in case. I'll put some, maybe I might be $1 million, maybe you might be $1 million winner there, but it's just nuts. I actually had a friend, I'm not going to say her name. She lives in Nashville, Tennessee. If you're watching, why not? Exactly. She lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and she was in Vegas not too long ago. And of course, we're visiting, and I was saying, make sure you have some money for the airport. And she looked at me, she said, do people actually win at the airport? I can't believe that people gamble at an airport, but it's Vegas. And I texted her earlier. I was like, hey, guess what? Somebody just won $1 million. And she was just like, could not believe it. But people actually win at the airport. So make sure you have that budget, whatever it is. Let's see, Formula One. So Formula One, you guys have heard me. If you guys watch our lives, if you watch our channel, Formula One is huge in Vegas right now. There's still repaving going on all around town for Formula One, because it's going to be up and down and around the Las Vegas Strip. It's crazy. So tickets are expensive for Formula One. Room rates are crazy. I saw Excalibur was charging $2,000 a night for the weekend that Formula One is going on. That is $2,000 per night at Excalibur. I love Excalibur. I have nothing bad to say about Excalibur. It's an old property. It is what it is, but it's so kitschy, it's so tacky that you can't help but love it. Same thing with Luxor. $2,000 per night though for Luxor and Excalibur, crazy. But it's because of Formula One. So Formula One, the organization that organizes Formula One, they are charging $1,500 per person for any restaurant or club that's going to have a viewing party. So let that sink in. You know how you might go to your favorite sports bar to watch UFC, watch a football game, a boxing match, whatever it is. You go in, maybe they charge $10, maybe no cover at all. They have drink specials, food specials, all of that. Formula One is requiring any bar or restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip that's going to have a Formula One viewing party. They are requiring them, in order to live stream and show the Formula One event, they're requiring them to charge $1,500 per person for the event. How much money do you need? Like, how much wealth is enough wealth? That is crazy. That is so absurd and so greedy. And in my opinion, 100% what's wrong with the world right now. So greedy. $1,500 per person to go into a bar. So if I want to go to Planet Hollywood and go to Blondie's sports bar and watch Formula One, it's going to cost me $3,000 because it's Christine and myself, the two of us. Maybe Carlos would be free. I don't know. Maybe they charge a couple $100 just for Carlos to go in and watch the race. That is just absurd. But that's what's going on right now. It's crazy. And Vegas is all about Formula One right now. So if you're coming into Vegas right now, this weekend, expect to be in traffic, expect to wait at the airport, if you're driving in, it's going to be bumper to bumper this weekend just because there's so much repaving going on for Formula One. It's absolutely nuts right now. So, and it's going to be an annual event, guys, every single year. They're building a permanent facility just off of the strip for Formula One to be an annual event. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's not my budget. If that's how you roll and that's your thing, you got $1,500 to go watch a race in a sports bar, keep doing you. Not how I roll. And if that was my budget, I 100% I would not spend my money that way. But anyway, that's what's going on in Vegas. That's what this is all about. Let's see. Whataburger. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Whataburger, but Whataburger is coming to Vegas. They're going to be co-oping with Perry's Pizza and Tap House that's over at the Waldorf. You know, it's my New York, so I say Waldorf. I say Waldorf. It's my New York that comes out with Waldorf. So forgive me. Don't judge me. Laugh at me if you'd like. But they're going to be co-oping with Perry's Pizza and Tap House that's over there by the Waldorf. Waldorf. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about that. Anyway, they're going to be over there, and they're going to be open 24/7. 24/7, they're going to be open over there on the Las Vegas Strip. So looking forward to that. I've had Whataburger. It's my New York. I've had Whataburger once. It was fine. I don't know. It was okay. But they're going to be 24/7. So might I be there at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? Absolutely. You may catch me there. Actually, highly likely that I will be there at 2, 3, 4 a.m. You're going to catch me there. And you know what? Don't judge me. You're going to be like, I thought you said it wasn't that great. I said it was okay. But 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning in Vegas on the Strip, absolutely. You will catch me there, fellow New Yorker. It's with an R. It's the R. Absolutely, Cliff. The R throws me. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, Schooner, if they open a Waffle House, I'm first in line. I love those hash browns smothered and covered with my over easy eggs right on top. All day long. All day long. Christine, she's not a big fan. Me, sign me up. And a glass of water. Absolutely. You got to wash it down, right? And if they're open 24/7, open up next to Whataburger because I will go between the two of them. Waffle, right. Amen. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So you guys may have noticed there was a big fire on top of the Fontainebleau. And they're supposed, so this is like a 10-year, I feel like a construction laundromat. You know, and laundromat, by that I mean, I feel like this corporation is just like washing money through this construction project that's been going on for 10 years. There's no way, especially in Vegas. Vegas is known for you get a plan together, you put it on paper, it's built, done. This project has been over 10 years. So there's a lot of people, a mafia hotel, right? Maybe, I don't know, but there's a lot of people making a lot of money off of this property because they keep on filing for bankruptcy, they get new funding, there's more construction happening. They file for bankruptcy, they get new funding from somebody else, they start construction again. And it's like every time the ownership changes hands, there's a new plan, there's a new design. So they're like starting over again every time. So in my opinion, I feel like this is just a giant laundromat for a bunch of businesses just making money off of this construction project, this hotel that seems to just never open. Like they just completely just always run into issues. And just a couple days ago, there was a giant fire on the roof of the Fontainebleau, a giant fire. And the most hilarious thing about this, like I immediately thought of the movie Goodfellas, where they're like, well, the restaurant, we bled every penny out of it. Let's burn it down. That was the first thought that ran through my mind. Was there was some people sat around, they were like, well, we can't make any more money of it, burn it down. We'll file an insurance claim on it. But there was a fire on the roof. Fire looked fishy. Yes, Schooner, the fire looked fishy, especially because there was no one in the building. There was no construction happening that day. There was nobody there. And suddenly there's a fire on the top of the building. That's just like, I mean, come on, guys. It's just hilarious already. It's so obvious. Like, why the FBI has not done an investigation. Maybe it is happening. Hasn't done an investigation into like who's financing this project and all the construction companies that are just making a fortune over 10 years worth of construction on one structure. It's just crazy. It's just nuts. It's laughable at this point. Fire was actually Huli. Somebody had their huli chicken wagon up there. Maybe that's what happened. I bet that chicken was good too, though. I bet that chicken was good. Oh yeah, it kind of remind me of Ozark a little bit. If you guys ever watch Ozark, right? The motel, they're like, oh, I don't know, we're not making a lot of money, but we got to show something for the insurance companies, right? We got to get rid of this place. So hilarious, but probably huli chicken. You never know. Maybe two scoops of Aloha. Maybe they had their wagon up there feeding the workers, but there were no workers. That's the most hilarious thing, is that there was nobody there, and the random fire just happened on a property that's over 10 years delayed in Vegas, where Vegas just builds. Vegas just gets things done. You guys saw Allegiant Stadium, T-Mobile Arena, Sahara, Resorts World, Las Vegas. I mean, they just build it. They put it on paper. They get it done. So, all right, guys, let's get into the entertainment for the weekend, and then I'll let you go. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into this live. And again, I apologize that we were late. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting our show, supporting this channel, everything. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Let's see. So we have Ludacris is going to be in town on the 29th. He's going to be over at Zoo. That's at Resorts World, Las Vegas. Beautiful property. Definitely check it out. Exodus Festival is going to be, they're calling it the Summer Love Weekend. There's a lot of loving already happening in Vegas. This is, I guess, maybe going to be even more happening in Vegas. That's going to be this Thursday. So tomorrow through Sunday, that's in Vegas. Smashing Pumpkins, which I'm actually bummed that I'm out of town right now, because I would love to see Smashing Pumpkins, one of my absolute favorites, late 90s, 2000s. Love those guys. They're going to be at Cosmopolitan the 28th and 30th of this month. So check them out. Katy Perry, she's going to be at Resorts World, Las Vegas, the 28th and 29th. That's her residency. And if she's on your list, definitely check her out, because November, she's already announced no more. She's done. It's a wrap at Resorts World. Don't know if she's going to be anywhere else in Vegas, because she hasn't said anything, but 100% her residency at Resorts World is over in November. Right there, the Mirage, that's going away before November also. The Volcano, that's going away. They're going to tear down that volcano over there, and they're going to put bleachers for Formula One. So if that's on your list and you're going to be in town, get over there and check it out, record it, because that's going away forever. They're going to throw a giant guitar-shaped hotel like they have in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, over there where the volcano is. Let's see. Maroon 5 is going to be at Dolby. Dolby is inside. Excuse me. Dolby is going to be inside of inside Park MGM. So remember, Park MGM is 100% non-smoking. Don't do it. No smoking areas in the property. You have to go outside. 100% non-smoking. Dolby Theater, though, is a great venue for music. I've been there several times. My wife saw, she saw Bruno Mars there. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a great venue for music. And again, that's inside Park MGM, and that's going to be Maroon 5. So check them out. Jerry Seinfeld is going to be over at Caesars Coliseum. Now, Jerry Seinfeld does come to Vegas quite often. You know what? Jerry Seinfeld, whenever he comes to Vegas, he's always at Caesars Coliseum. So hilarious. Check it out. Love Seinfeld. Let's see. Kelly Clarkson, she's doing her thing. I guess her talk show is over and she's out performing again. So she's going to be at the Back to Theater. That's going to be where it used to be the Zappos Theater that's in the Miracle Mile shops. That's the Back Theater now. So Kelly Clarkson is going to be there. That's the same place that Miranda Lambert is performing at. There's that R again, right? Miranda Lambert. That's the same place that she performs, and that used to be the Zappos Theater. And that's another one. I've seen, I don't know how many concerts. One Republic, Pitbull, Gwen Stefani, many different concerts that I've been to at that theater. And again, not a bad seat in the house. That's such a great venue. And it's right there in the Miracle Mile shops, which has been recently remodeled right there at Planet Hollywood. Great venue for music. And there's a lot of great restaurants right there in the Miracle Mile shops that you can check out before or after the event. So check that out. Dolby is great. Not a bad seat in the house. Exactly. Yeah, not a bad seat in the house. It's such a great venue for music. So don't get caught up on ticket prices and front row, back row, this and that. It's just a great venue for music. There's not a bad seat there, like Schooner said there. Let's see. Morris Day and the Time. Odie, odie, oh. I know, it's silly. Been in the sun all day long. They're going to be at the Strat on the 27th through the 30th. So that's Morris Day and the Time. Going to be at Odie, odie, oh. Going to be at the Strat 27 through 30. And you know what? The Strat is actually one of those properties that doesn't get, in my opinion only, the props that it deserves. They went through an extensive remodel, and it's really nice in there. Their sports bar is legit. They have a little restaurant right next to the sports bar that's amazing. Great wings, great prices. The casino is really nice. Like, they did a really nice job there at the Strat. Obviously, everything that's around the Strat, it's not really walkable, except for the first timers in Vegas that see it and they're like, oh, it's right there. I'll just walk right over. And then they immediately regret it once they get there. But it's a really nice property, and they've remodeled all of their rooms. Really nice. It's just unfortunate there's just nothing around it. But they're working on that. Vegas is working on revitalizing that entire area all around the Strat. So definitely worth checking out. If you're not going there for the concert for Morris Day and the Time, right? Odie, odie, oh. If you're not going for that and you just have some time and are just curious, go check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's actually a really nice property. Let's see. Carrot Top. Oh, Carrot Top. Absolutely. We actually, little sidebar, and then I'll wrap this up. We were at Lazy Dog in Summerlin, just having lunch. Lazy Dog is a dog-friendly restaurant in the Summerlin area, and not far from Red Rock Casino, just right up the road from it in downtown Summerlin. We're over there having lunch, and Christine, met him twice. Yeah, such a nice guy. So it's so funny. We were over there just having lunch, and it's, like I said, dog-friendly, so we're out on the patio, and Christine, my wife, starts petting this little dog. Somebody walks in and she's petting this dog. She's like, oh, what a cute dog. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. The dog was so friendly, old dog. The dog was so friendly. And we're petting the dog and look up, and it was Carrot Top coming to lunch with his dog. And he was just like, very graceful. Oh, thank you so much. And, whatever, just a nice guy, and just sat down with his dog and had lunch. Unfortunately, it's so sad. The dog passed away a couple years ago. Such a sweet, sweet dog. But that's Vegas. You never know who you're going to run into. We did actually run into OJ Simpson at a sushi restaurant. That's a story for another day, but he was living in Vegas at the time. I don't know if he still lives there, but it's just interesting the people that you run into in and around town that you wouldn't expect. So let's see. So the biggest thing going on in Vegas, in my opinion, just my opinion, you have all of your Cirque shows are going on, all the magic shows. You know, you've got Big Elvis still performing. You've got Tape Face doing his thing. You've got all of your regular stuff going on in Vegas. So I just like to highlight a couple of the stuff, the events that you don't normally see in Vegas that aren't norms. But there's a pretty big soccer event or football, depending on where you're tuning in from, going on in Vegas this weekend. And that's going to be Manchester United against I don't know who's versus who, being that nobody's at home. They're playing at Allegiant Stadium. But Manchester United and Germany's Borussia Dortmund is going to be playing. They have a match. I don't know if I'm not a soccer person. I know it's massive. Please don't judge me. I know it's a global sport. It's just not that big in the United States. So I didn't grow up around it. I grew up watching the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium when I lived in the Bronx, watching the Mets at Shea Stadium. So that's the world that I grew up in, the New York Giants and the Jets. That was my childhood, not football or not soccer or football, again, depending on where you're watching from. But Manchester United is going to be playing Germany's Borussia Dortmund. That's going to be at Allegiant Stadium, and that's going to be on the 30th, on Sunday. And that's huge, 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 huge in Vegas. When I say huge, I mean traffic is going to be nuts because, again, you have everything else going on already. You've got all your Cirque shows. You've got all your music, Kelly Clarkson's and Katy Perry's. All of that is happening, right? Jerry Seinfeld is at Caesar's Palace, at the Coliseum. And then you have this massive international soccer or football, depending on where you're watching from, event that's going to be happening at Allegiant Stadium. So then you sprinkle in the repaving for Formula One. Just all I say is that if you're going to be in Vegas this coming weekend, pack your patience. I know it's so cheesy, right? But it's true. Pack your patience. Everyone that's waiting, everybody like you is going to be waiting. They're going to be waiting for a ride share, waiting for a taxi. They're going to be waiting to be seated at their table at a busy restaurant, which I'm sure they're all going to be busy in and around Vegas. The pools are going to be busy because of the heat. So just be patient. You know, it's not your server's fault. It's not the driver's fault.